Hello everybody and welcome to a World of Warship Blitz video, and today we are going to be going through the T61, which is the Tier 6 premium German destroyer. It was the first German destroyer in the game. It is a premium. There is a Tier 6 mainline destroyer, the Untitled, which has very powerful but slow firing guns. This has slightly faster firing guns at 4.5 seconds, but not with the same power, but still they're respectable guns, as you'll see in this video. It has fantastic concealment. Now, as a standard for the ships that I take the concealment module for slot 3, I take the coal, and also this has got the historical camouflage, so that concealment is about as good as it gets. And it is worth noting that it's a very tight circle with a very long gun range, so you can decide the engagements, which is a really great place to be. Now, we get inside the capture circle first. As I usually do. Anybody that watches any of my games knows that it's a beeline for the capture circle on this map, because losing those points is a real struggle. And we've got some friends inside, so we're going to be taking the capture circle. First target up, I've got AP loaded as a Farragut. Get a couple of hits on him, which is good. He fires back, and being an American destroyer, he sets me on fire. I have no idea why the first shot that an American destroyer fires always seems to light me up, but I'm not having it because I am a destroyer and I don't really want to lose too much health. So we're turning back in. We need to get back in that central zone before those battleships do and start turning the capture, before they start turning it. I've got to deal with these torpedoes, so I aim for between the last pair, but they peter out before they become a problem. So here we're going to fire our torpedoes. Now that Omaha's probably going to do some manoeuvring, but if he doesn't, there's a nice surprise for him, and he starts to turn away, which is probably going to be enough. He's fired his torpedoes at me, but, well, and then a battleship gets him, and that's all over. We take one long-range AP hit from battleship. Guys, if you're going to shoot at destroyers at long range, get some HE loaded. It really makes a huge... Oh, that's HE. That guy's listening. Well done, that man. But, phew. Okay, so we're going to turn in here. I really hate the way that American destroyers light me on fire. I don't even know what their HE fire chance is, but it just seems to be that I'm really unlucky. It happens far too often. So we let that guy have it. There's the Texas there. And his torpedoes are, we just don't want to be in the range of those. Are they Fletcher? Are they Farragut torpedoes? They are, because they stop. So I fire one torpedo, sort of where I hope the Texas will go, but he's not going anywhere. So the Farragut, we hammer the Farragut. Oops, and he's moving. If you're a destroyer, your turning is your advantage, not your, this reversing. It just makes you a slow target. A slow destroyer is a dead destroyer. He's going to fire at, who's he going to fire at? So I'm going to fire a little bit ahead of him. I probably should have given him more lead because he's heading off. He has got the right idea, and I'll switch to HE because my AP hits and does 0 damage. So at the moment, all I'm doing is just letting those guys know that if they come inside the capture zone, and I'm only firing one tube at a time, if they come inside the capture zone, they're going to be wearing some torpedoes. Now, by not firing the second tube, they all can see that there's one set of torpedoes coming towards them, and they don't know whether or not I've got a second tube empty because I've fired it at someone else or it's full. Now, this Fubuki has unloaded his entire complement of torpedoes into me, which means that Nicholas should just basically cane him because, well, actually no, the Nicholas is dealing with the New York, which, to be fair, is actually the more impressive target because he has a lot of hit points in this main cap. He can do a good job of capping, whereas the Fubuki has about a minute before his torpedoes come back online. So here he is. He's trying to hold the cap, but he's really got nothing in the tank. Because he's fired his torpedoes, he's going to try and hide behind that spit of land, which, I didn't give him enough lead there. And, yeah, my shell trajectory is too flat. So next up we have the Texas. My torpedoes are back online, and we're going to close in on him. He's got nice camouflage. We get some fires going on him, and we're going to basically give him a barrel. Give him one in his path of travel, one behind him, so that we get reasonable spread. I'm firing 2 tubes there. Everything I said before earlier was a lie, but we're in the last 49 seconds of the game. We're up 550 points to 220, so I just need to not die. And we get only 1 torpedo hit on him, not enough lead. This Fubuki, we get greedy and we want to take out the Fubuki. I take a bit of a slamming from the old AP, and he's turned away, which to me should indicate that he's fired torpedoes, and he has. And of course what I try and do is dodge them, misjudge their trajectory, and looks like I'm going to wear 1, 2 of them. Thank God we had the repair kit and the heal. The last 6 seconds of the game, I managed to only just pull through, which is lucky. Getting fired at by 3 sides. It is a very comfortable ship. I'll have to say, Boom and the Nicholas did the best job. But yeah, it's a super comfortable ship. It's got great. It's reasonably agile. It's not super fast, but hey, it's okay. It's got relatively rapid reloading torpedoes. So we ended up middle of the game, didn't get any kills, but that's because we held the cap. That Nicholas did a great job. Not a high kill game, sort of a stalemate around the centre zone, but because we held the middle of it, we took the match. 71 main battery hits, only 4 torpedo hits. I'm sure it can get better than that in different types of games. And what we'll do is, okay then, the account is getting some benefits there, is we will go through and have a look at some of the stats for this ship. So it has 14,000 hit points, which, okay, it's a destroyer, no armour worth it. 34 knots is sort of mid-range for a destroyer, not great. 128mm guns, great AP, relatively mediocre HE, but 4% HE chance. So the HE is not great, but it's suitable for taking on battleships, but great AP against smaller vessels, which is why I loaded up the AP against those destroyers. The torpedoes, 48-second reload, which is pretty good, 3,000 damage, which is mediocre. Good range, 7.5 kilometres, 59 knots, which is okay. And its detection is 5 kilometres, 5.16 kilometres. So fantastic little ship. Thoroughly recommend it. I hope you enjoyed watching.